Let's say for somebody who has never been in a conscious relationship before, doesn't know anything about it, like what would be something for them that if they're in a relationship, like how could they open that conversation with their partner?
That's a good question. Yeah. So say you're already in a relationship that isn't necessarily a conscious relationship. How do you go about having the conversation to become?
Yeah, like if it's something you feel like you want.
If you're watching this video, you are on
place.
the precipice of knowing that you want this in some way.
That's a good point.
But yeah, I think that relationships that aren't necessarily conscious right now can start to have that conversation to transform. That's a really good way to see if you're a match for that. Because if one person's not down, then you're not down.
You're not down.
Conscious relationship is very much you come together on levels that are higher than just physicality or whatever else. It's based on like common values and based on a trajectory of growth. Yeah. And wanting to communicate through everything. And
that's really solid. Okay, so when you say through everything, like go into that a little bit deeper.
Yes,
most people just have like a verbal communication. You're saying through everything. Like explain what that looks like for you. That's solid.
Especially, and this is for me like the biggest lesson and like the biggest sign that I've grown through this is I'm a great communicator. I can speak on stage. I have no problem talking about stuff with anybody. Yeah. But when it comes to having a conversation that is going to make someone feel uncomfortable, or where there's something that doesn't feel like I'm being,
then you're all about it. You're like, if it feels uncomfortable, let's do it.
No, I mean, for a long time, it was like, if it's going to feel uncomfortable, if I have to tell you that I'm not attracted to you anymore, like, how do I do that? Like, I will avoid it. That's the whole, like, the shadow that they talk about. It's a piece of us that we don't want to give attention or light because we think it's bad. Yeah. And so for me,
have their own self-judgment on and
totally, and carrying that energy into the relationship, and it's just so, it can be so icky.
Sticky, yeah.
So for me, it's been about just like unapologetically, and I don't mean that in being like a dick. No, I'm saying like just seeing where I have to say something that's speaking my truth. Yeah. And saying, I know this is going to be uncomfortable, but it serves everybody to speak that truth.
But I think that concept of mutual growth also brings out another thing, which is it's being straight. I mean, when you stand there and you say, I don't need to grow anymore, you're not being straight with yourself.
You mean Anna? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
straight means heterosexual. So we're talking about relationships here. Just making sure. So you mean honest with yourself?
Honest with yourself. Yes. There we go. I'm from New York. We call it straight with yourself.
Okay.
So I think there's a certain aspect of when people are working together and they're constantly growing. I think it's a vulnerability as well. I think really we were speaking the other day about the concept of vulnerability, and really
I'm not always a fan.
Well, no, but you had said some really wonderful things about really going.
Not for him. I'm just being honest. For myself.
No.
It's not always the funnest.
But the thing is, is that really stating what's inside you. She's on a roll. She's on a roll here, folks.
Well, what does vulnerability mean? Because it probably means something different to different people. Oh, that's a great topic.
There we go.
That's an awesome topic.
What I was saying in regards to vulnerability is what we were talking about, which is really standing there going, what am I looking for inside of you to complete me? Yeah. And being really honest with the person right up front. Yeah. Wow, that's freaking cool.
For me, it's almost like you need to get into that kind of heart space of non-judgment and you're not projecting at that point. Like in order to have that kind of an intimate conversation, you're not sitting there like pointing fingers at anybody and all of that stuff. So there's definitely
taking personal responsibility.
Yeah, and really just going at it, well, in a conscious manner, but like, what does that look like for you? Like, I think when you approach that
really, we have a whole process about this. We actually created a document while we were traveling. So in this document, we talk about specifically the process in which you communicate things that are hard to say.
Yes.
So say for instance, there's something silly that the girl knows isn't really a big deal, but like when I said this girl was beautiful to her face, she kind of felt like weird about it.
Like your girlfriend would feel weird about it.
Yeah, right. So say this happened, and
girls should be able to say that other girls are hot because other girls are hot.
Totally.
Like, and appreciate the female body and just be like, she's hot.
Yeah, and she can do that. And she can do that. What I'm talking about here is like, say we're together, right? You're a girlfriend, I'm the boyfriend, and I meet a girl and we're together, and I say, oh, you're so beautiful, I just pay her a compliment.
To the other girl, yeah.
And we go about our day, and you're kind of feeling like,
and like 10 minutes later, it starts bugging.
Yeah, you're but you're like, I know it's not a big deal, I know it didn't mean anything, but like, and you just try to like ignore it, but it keeps coming back. It's your responsibility at that point to say, hey,
this is a trigger.
I know this is really silly.
Yeah.
And I'm actually kind of scared to say this because I know it's so ridiculous. But when you told that girl she was beautiful, I found myself feeling like insecure.
Hurt, or insecure.
And I know it's not about you. I'm not saying there's nothing that you did wrong, but I'm just sharing how I felt.
Yeah.
And what I want to feel is I want to feel like you think I'm beautiful. And that's like the full circle where you're like, you bring it up, you say the vulnerability, like, I'm kind of scared to say this.
Yeah.
And then you say what it is in terms of I. You don't say you did this.
You don't point the finger. Yep.
And then you say, and I felt this way, but I want to feel this. And you leave it on what you want to feel. And so the person, obviously at that point, when you're being vulnerable and not pointing the finger, is like, oh, baby, of course you're beautiful. Like,
right.
They want.
Thank you so much for watching Seeking Serotonin. I'm Sarah Delane, your conscious lifestylist, guiding you on your path to holistic health and empowered living. If you've enjoyed watching these videos, please subscribe below, and remember you can visit sovereign-alliance.com for my line of energy tools and fashionable frequency jewelry, or to book a personal one-on-one conscious lifestylist consultation, please visit seekingserotonin.com. See you on the next episode.